Welcome back with me Axel, and this is the gameplay for Hawk, and we are going to evolve another plane into SS class for today. So let's get started. And which of the plane? That of course one of the last remaining plane that I've been collecting cards all over this time, and we have all of these abilities. We have for sure increase in the numbers, and let's see if all of these perks will be able to become better at the SS class. And here goes, I'm going to evolve and as well increase in the other stats. We have all increased except probably that's the special power. I'm not sure why is that not increasing. Alright, we got this. Probably needs to upgrade to higher level. Turbulent skies, we are going to upgrade 2 levels. That's more than enough at least for this. Achieving daily missions, daily reward for the crystals. Alright, so all of my planes are now at SS class. Alright, what's this? Alright, let's go for getting this. Actually, we are getting to another stage. Going to test out on a few of these stages we are going to choose. Alright, 169. How about this stage? Will PULSAR SS class be able to withstand against all of this damage? Well, even though this is not a maximum plane, but of course we could see that there would be something like damage or something wonderful out of this plane. This plane is just a new plane that just get an introduction for this 1.8. Alright, that's the 4th ability for this plane. And wow, this plane is still having a big trouble against all of these enemies, especially after getting disabled. So how to get out of there? But we are getting hit by lasers. Alright, next is to bomb out of this. So for this SS plane, I guess it's just another disappointing plane. I'm not really looking forward for maximum plane or maxing this kind of plane, but I heard that this plane is terrible for bosses or probably just good enough for normal mission if you have maxed this plane. But I think that's not really worth it, especially when you have like limited amount of crystals and credits. You have no more rewards for the assault, so this is like probably you should avoid this kind of plane that has no really power or even the chance to kill the enemies. Alright, we got this victory. 169. Well, for 169 I would say that this plane is not bad considering it's still an early level of SS class. How about the other stage? We have 169, we have, alright, probably the earlier chapter. How about getting it on the previous stage that I chose was at 75. How about this, 78, a little bit higher than previous stage. Will this plane be able to win? Even on the chapter 1, this plane is supposed to be surpassing all of this, well, any kinds of targets on this screen. Come on, we're still having a little bit of trouble, as you can see right here. Even the bullets will not be able to kill any of the planes. It's hardly having a hard time or easy time on getting this, especially all those boats, ships, anything down there. And we have the planes as well. Oh my goodness, these planes having a hard time on the stage. Not going to respect this kind of planes. Alright, how about let me wait until I finish this stage. Alright, more of the planes, right, planes and rockets. Even hardly having a time to destroy all of those rockets. Incoming rockets, well, just kind of the robots. Nothing more to destroy. Overdrive. Alright, overdrive. How about overdrive? Let me test on the boss. Probably overdrive is just more or less the same as the 4th ability. Victory on this. How about the next? Come on, let me test. How about the previous stage? We have, alright, sorry about that. We have the other one over here. Higher stage. Let's go above 100. Alright, let's go with this. The B, the Hornet boss. Will this plane be able to defeat this kind of boss? It's still a big question. SS class 102 and supposed to do like a decent amount of damage, dealing that kind of, oh my goodness, even barely to scratch any of these hornets. Well, probably other planes will have the same, but I was quite disappointed on this. Quite a disappointing planes. Oh my goodness, one of the plane that I wish that would be able to kill off this. Alright, let's go for this. Slay the boss. Will I be able to defeat this? Bullets again. Alright, more of these incoming bullets. Projectiles. Anything. My goodness, when will I be able to defeat this? Probably in 100 years. Alright, that's one of the perks that clean up all of these projectiles for about 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Well, I think that's not bad. And despite that, this plane has not really kind of invincibility at the fourth ability. That's really disappointing. But at least it got something else. Although it's very weak. And even high. Oh my goodness, this is the longest time that I've ever had on this boss. Right? The third ability just getting activated, and this is the overdrive, a slightly bigger bullet that does a scratchy, a very tiny damage towards this boss. Well, is that overdrive good? Not really. Alright, I went below like 45% of the health. So this is what happened. At least this is the good thing about the plane. It shoots a lot of massive amount of fireballs, bolts, I mean water bolts. Alright, we have overdrive. Oh my goodness, spreading the hornets, that stung. Alright, we got this destroyed. So that's kind of cool to have all of this ability activated. So that's probably the only good thing about this plane, but to go below that kind of health is really risky. So I wouldn't recommend this kind of plane. And we shall do a few more tests. And how about getting this again on this 170? This is one of the dangerous boss, and mostly will be done by just a strong plane. Will this plane be able to defeat this kind of boss? This is one of the weakest plane that I've had right now. SS-102 PULSAR. Right, getting hit by laser and trying to dodge all of this. Right, this is just, you have to pay attention to all of those missiles. Right, overdrive. My goodness, what kind of damage is that? Even barely scratch this kind of boss. Again, this is so terrible. A terrible plane for any kind of bosses, I guess. Alright, we have this. Oh my god, getting hit by lasers, and look at that. That's the consequence of not having the fourth ability. Oh my god. Getting hit by the fat rockets. So it's time to withdraw myself. And not having this kind of boss, I don't want to continue or put any more efforts on this kind of boss. It's just another mission failed. Completed 99 of the missions. Alright, percents. Let's go for another round. We have probably the earlier stage. I'm so curious about this. Alright, how about stage 30? We got this. Another boss. This is SS class 102 PULSAR. And supposedly to be able to kill this kind of boss is just too easy for this kind of plane. Well, look at this. Alright, not going to get rammed by this boss. For SS-102 PULSAR, this is just another disappointment. Look at the damage. Alright, still having a hard time against this boss. Barely even scratched stage 30 boss. This is another disappointment plane. So will you still be considering about evolving this kind of plane? Well, I wouldn't. If I were you, I would like to leave this plane alone and save my 800 crystals. That's what I should do actually. So victory, no more of the PULSAR, and I guess depends on the next version. This is 1.8 where when I would make this kind of video. But this is the first time that PULSAR is getting introduced on this version. That's really so bad for the first kind of introduction, and getting this plane is so weak against compared with the other planes. Even probably Dragon will be better and Defender as well. Anyway, this is all my gameplay for today, and thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave thumbs up as always, and goodbye. I'm looking for a damage. Well, Defender, please do the job. Even Defender, this plane, like I have mentioned previously on the previous videos, that this plane is really having a problem with the damage. Simply this is not acceptable. Again, this champion probably will be able to finish this once got a critical health, at least probably a little bit better than the previous ones.